Good morning, and look who we've got with us. We are so excited. We are here at, where are we?
Union Station, Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri, Union Station. We're going in to see the Auschwitz exhibit and whatever else we can do. And so we're going to take you along with us as we have fun with K&R Destinations in Kansas City. So let's go. So this is the first time we've ever been to downtown Kansas City, and it's really beautiful, very different. Pretty fountain over there, I like it.
Now
And who doesn't like cool
the World War I Museum
Oh, okay.
with the tower.
Uh-huh.
They just remodeled that whole deal.
Okay.
What's really cool is over there, that's the old original post office
Okay.
building. We got Crown Center over there.
What's the Crown Center?
Crown Center's a hotel, mall, great big fancy.
Kyle, it says no loitering. Just saying.
Well, this is the memorial for the officers that were killed in the Kansas City Massacre in 1933 when they were trying to transfer Frank Nash. That failed because Pretty Boy Floyd, Vernon Miller, and Adam Raffetti, they tried to free him and ended up shooting him. So they killed Frank Nash, the guy they were trying to rescue. But they killed multiple officers. But what's really cool is a lot of the bullet holes and the chips in the marble are still here
Wow.
from 1933.
The shootout Kyle is referring to occurred June 17th, 1933, right here at Union Station in Kansas City, Missouri. That day, as federal prisoner Frank Nash was being escorted out of the building toward the FBI agent's car, they were ambushed by three gangsters wielding Thompson machine guns: Vernon Miller, Adam Raffetti, and Charles Pretty Boy Floyd. That 30 seconds of violence left two police detectives, W.J. Grooms and Frank Hermanson of the Kansas City Police Department, Chief Otto Reed, police chief from McAlester, Oklahoma, that had originally arrested Nash, and FBI agent R.J. Caffrey dead and others wounded. By law at that time, none of the officers carried any weapons other than police revolvers. Now, I'm in the middle of editing this, and I decided I needed to interrupt myself here for just a second. In my research on this incident in Kansas City in 1933, I came across another account that says that even though the record states that it was Pretty Boy Floyd and Adam Raffetti that were with Vernon Miller that day, there is another account that says that those were not the other two gangsters, that it was Vernon Miller, but that they were in fact two other gangsters that were there, the Denning brothers, and that it was Vernon Miller and the Denning brothers that actually did the shooting. And it isn't a little odd that they killed the guy they were supposed to help escape? The other school of thought here is that they weren't there to help him escape. They were actually there to kill him. That they wanted to stop him from revealing information about the corruption in the Kansas City government at that time. So he really may have been killed on purpose, and it may not have been Pretty Boy Floyd and Adam Raffetti. Adam Raffetti was executed, and he insisted he was innocent up to the day he died. Pretty Boy Floyd was killed in a shootout a little bit later. So whether or not they were in on it, we don't really know. The official record is that yes, it was those two. But some eyewitness accounts and others have come out since then and said, no, they weren't the ones responsible. It was the Denning brothers. So it's so interesting how all of this has, how this has all transpired over the years. But the most important thing is two big things. 4 law enforcement officers lost their lives that day. And either way, whoever actually did it, Congress immediately passed a law that allowed FBI to carry weapons from that point on. So they're no longer unarmed, and so that's one good thing that came out of it. Maybe other lives were protected. So that's my interruption. On with the show. Union Station was built in 1914 and served as a major train hub until 1985 when it was closed. It was renovated and rejuvenated from 1996 to 1999 and reopened with shops, theaters, and museums. In 2002, Amtrak opened service and the station resumed its position as a transportation hub. The architecture inside is stunning, and there are displays on the walls and in cases showing what it was like in the heyday of train travel.
The average worker was 30 cents an hour.
Oh, really?
Skilled labor was 60 cents an hour.
That's amazing. Hey, this is the Amtrak actual still station. Wow. This is amazing. Look at that beautiful arch. Wow. And I keep coming back to this gorgeous ceiling. It's amazing.
Peanut butter.
This is Kyle's fault.
I might do that.
He bought ice cream. He bought.
Ice cream? No, this is ice cream. Where have your ability to identify sweets gone?
I can no longer identify sweets. This is a caramel with dark chocolate. And it's this guy's fault. He bought it.
That's the peanut butter.
So it didn't work out to go to Auschwitz. It turns out that you have to have reservations, and they're totally sold out till the 1st of September. So we are on the streetcar heading for the river market, and let's take a look.
Over like 1,000 different sodas in here.
Oh my goodness. So where are we?
River market. Kansas City River Market.
Okay.
Shops.
Very cool.
Shopping.
I like it.
Food.
No matter what time of year, you can still come here. Once we realized we were not going to get into the Auschwitz exhibit, we headed for the Kansas City River Market. Once we got there, we strolled around enjoying the colors and sights, had lunch, and then headed for our real destination, the Steamboat Arabia Museum. The story of how they found the steamboat is fascinating in and of itself, and is told in a series of short videos as you begin your tour of the museum. I've included several links in the description if you'd like to know more now. What they found is nothing short of extraordinary. Clothing, shoes, buttons, pins, thimbles, nails, tools, and beautiful dishware is just the beginning. Honestly, there's very seldom I have seen anything like this. The Arabia was a steamboat that sank in the 1850s and was recovered by the Hawley family in 1988. And it sank in the Missouri River and was recovered on the banks of the Missouri River, about a half a mile away from the actual river, in 1988. And what the team has recovered from this steamboat, there were no casualties, by the way, other than a donkey they were not able to free, but otherwise all the people got out. But the number of artifacts they got out were astounding. And this gentleman right there is Matt Hawley, and he is actually a member of the Hawley family who were the ones that discovered the steamboat. And he was 4 years old when it was discovered, and he's here answering questions. Now the family has their sights set on raising another lost steamboat, the Malta. Listen as Matt Hawley tells us what's next.
Next winter, fingers crossed. It's a boat called the Malta, sank in 1841. It's actually owned by the American Fur Company based in St. Louis. It's one of Pierre Choteau Jr.'s boats. Fur trade vessel going up with about 115 tons of general supplies, trading goods for the mountain men, the guys who are trapping and trading with Native Americans. So we found the boat, we got line test drilled, and we're hoping next winter get muddy all over again.
Wow.
No rust or anything on it when they opened up the barrel. In 20 minutes it went that fast.
Oh, wow.
After that, the next day they had a big vat of water. And anything that was metal, they immediately put in the vat of water.
Interesting.
Just the other part, you see less than 5% of the clothing that they have is on display.
Oh, wow.
But most of it's so fragile, they can't put it back together.
All the buttons. Are these thimbles?
Yep.
Why would they have had so many thimbles?
Because they were going to sell them.
Oh, I see.
It wasn't personal
These are
belongings.
brooches or buckles? Brooches.
Some kind of a latch for
Oh my goodness.
beads.
So this was full of
Stuff that was going to be
stuff that
sold.
was going to be sold.
Yeah, that's why they had so many of the same
Heaven's
thing.
sake. Look at this. They were going to sell these tools, which is why they had so much. Oh my goodness. Are these drill bits? Augers?
Yeah, augers. Drill bits.
Wow.
Picks, axes.
Holy smokes.
You can see they're all ready to sell stuff.
Toolboxes. Wagon wheels.
Boxes of cigars.
Is there syrup? Wow.
Wheels for sawmill.
Wheels for what?
Sawmill.
Look at the stove. Holy
Wagon
smokes.
wheels. Oh, that was a scale.
Oh, yeah. Wow. After a fun day in Kansas City, the four of us headed back to Hillsdale State Park, and Kyle whipped up dinner in his famous smoker, and we all headed over to Jerry and Sherry's campsite to eat. While we were there, Sherry's cat Oscar graced us with his presence in his own little outdoor tent. You can see Kyle sacrificed himself to get the perfect TikTok video of Oscar. And I do mean sacrificed. Kyle is allergic to cats.
Look at this distinguished gentleman. Look at the way he is sitting. Yes, very distinguished.
Unfortunately, that same week there was a terrible thunderstorm with massive wind that did some pretty major damage to the campground, including Kyle's smoker. Happily, he was able to replace it and is now back to cooking up a storm. So many thanks to Kyle and Ryan for taking such great care of us. We had a wonderful time and look forward to getting together again. Next week, we continue our push east and surprise our grandkids in another great historic area of the country. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to press like and ring that bell so you get notified whenever we drop a new video. And until next time, Restless friends, you take care.